Inside the colony, the world of leafcutter ants. Deep beneath the tropical forests of Central and South America lies one of nature's most sophisticated civilizations. Here, in sprawling underground cities that can stretch for hundreds of meters and house millions of inhabitants, leafcutter ants have built an empire that rivals any human metropolis in complexity and efficiency. These remarkable insects have mastered agriculture, developed intricate social hierarchies, and created sustainable food production systems that put many modern farming practices to shame. The architecture of an empire. A mature leafcutter ant colony is an engineering marvel that extends both above and below ground. The visible portion consists of multiple mounded entrances scattered across the forest floor, some as large as dinner plates, serving as gateways to the hidden world below. These entrances are strategically positioned to optimize airflow, temperature regulation, and traffic management as millions of ants move in and out of the colony daily. Descending into the colony reveals a labyrinthine network of tunnels and chambers that can extend up to 8 meters deep and cover an area equivalent to several football fields. The main thoroughfares are wide enough to accommodate the constant stream of workers carrying their precious cargo of leaf fragments, while smaller passages branch off to specialized chambers designed for specific purposes. Some rooms serve as nurseries for developing larvae, others house the colony's fungus gardens, and still others function as waste disposal sites or storage areas for emergency food supplies. The colony's ventilation system is particularly impressive, featuring strategically placed air shafts that create natural convection currents. This passive climate control maintains optimal temperature and humidity levels throughout the complex, ensuring that both the ants and their cultivated fungi can thrive in the controlled environment they've created. The caste system, a society of specialists. Leafcutter ant colonies operate on a rigid caste system where every individual has a predetermined role based on their physical characteristics and abilities. At the apex sits the queen, a massive reproductive powerhouse who can live for up to 20 years and lay millions of eggs during her lifetime. She rarely leaves her royal chamber, instead focusing entirely on egg production while being tended to by a dedicated staff of smaller workers. The working class is divided into several distinct castes, each perfectly adapted for their specific duties. The largest workers, known as majors or soldiers, serve as the colony's military force and heavy-duty construction crew. Their powerful mandibles can slice through tough plant material and defend against intruders with devastating effectiveness. Medium-sized workers handle most of the foraging duties, traveling up to 200 meters from the nest to harvest fresh leaves and flowers. The smallest workers, called minims, tend to the precious fungus gardens and care for the developing young. Perhaps most fascinating are the minims that ride on the leaf fragments being carried by their larger sisters. These tiny hitchhikers aren't just getting a free ride, they serve as armed guards, protecting the leaf carriers from parasitic flies that attempt to lay eggs on the workers' heads during their vulnerable foraging trips. The art of fungus farming. What truly sets leafcutter ants apart from other species is their mastery of agriculture. These insects don't actually eat the leaves they harvest, instead, they use them as substrate to cultivate a specific species of fungus that serves as their primary food source. This agricultural system, refined over millions of years of evolution, represents one of the most sophisticated examples of farming in the animal kingdom. The process begins when forager ants carefully select appropriate plant material, showing remarkable discrimination in their choices. They avoid leaves with natural toxins or fungicides and seem to prefer certain species and parts of plants that provide optimal growing conditions for their fungal crops. Once harvested, the leaf fragments are carried back to the colony in an impressive display of coordinated logistics. Inside the nest, the leaves undergo intensive processing. Workers chew the plant material into a pulp, mixing it with enzymes and fecal matter that contains essential nutrients and beneficial bacteria. This processed substrate is then carefully arranged in garden beds where the fungus is cultivated. The ants tend their crops with the dedication of master gardeners, weeding out competing microorganisms, adjusting moisture levels, and harvesting the protein-rich fungal growths that sustain the entire colony. Communication and coordination. The success of leafcutter ant colonies depends on sophisticated communication systems that allow millions of individuals to coordinate their activities. The primary method involves chemical signals called pheromones, which create invisible highways of information throughout the colony's territory. When a successful forager discovers a promising patch of vegetation, she lays down a pheromone trail that guides her sisters to the location. The more ants that use a particular trail, the stronger the chemical signal becomes, creating a positive feedback loop that efficiently directs the colony's workforce to the most productive areas. Physical communication also plays a crucial role, particularly in the underground chambers where chemical signals might become diluted. Ants engage in complex touching behaviors, using their antennae to exchange information about food quality, threats, and work assignments. Some researchers have even documented what appears to be teaching behavior, where experienced workers guide newcomers through complex tasks. The colony's ability to make collective decisions rivals that of any human organization. When multiple food sources are available, the ants somehow evaluate the quality, distance, and accessibility of each option, ultimately focusing their efforts on the most profitable choices. This distributed decision-making process allows the colony to respond quickly to changing conditions without requiring centralized control. Ecological impact and environmental adaptation. Leafcutter ants are among the most ecologically significant species in their native habitats, processing more vegetation than any other group of herbivores in tropical forests. A single mature colony can strip bare large sections of forest canopy, consuming up to 17% of all leaf production in their territory. While this might seem destructive, their activities actually promote forest diversity by preventing any single plant species from becoming dominant. The ants' agricultural practices also contribute significantly to soil health and nutrient cycling. Their extensive tunnel systems improve soil aeration and water infiltration, while their waste products create rich, fertile patches that benefit surrounding vegetation. Some plants have even evolved specific adaptations to exploit the ants' activities, growing preferentially in the nutrient-rich soil around colony sites. Conclusion. The world of leafcutter ants offers profound insights into the possibilities of social organization, sustainable agriculture, and environmental adaptation. Their colonies represent one of nature's most successful experiments in collective intelligence, demonstrating how simple organisms can achieve extraordinary results through cooperation and specialization. As we face our own challenges related to food security, urban planning, and environmental sustainability, these remarkable insects provide a masterclass in efficiency, innovation, and harmonious coexistence with the natural world. Inside their bustling colonies, millions of tiny farmers continue their ancient work, maintaining one of Earth's most enduring and successful civilizations. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos.